Are you tired of sitting in the corner as your point guard sails you?
Pass the ball, bro.
Well, I've made the best do-it-all ISO big man on NBA 2K25. He can literally guard any position. Just look how I'm clamping up this little midget.
Pass that.
And you think that's a fluke? Just look how I got the straps on this dude. I might as well work for Amazon the way I got this man in a box. And we're not just boxing, we're also in them lanes like Tory. And the build has high rebound, and they're gonna start calling you Snagatron.
Let me get that. What about the offense though?
Well, this build is an offensive superstar. Just look how I'm breaking ankles. The nutmegs are crazy. Just look at this build. He has a 92 perimeter defense and just can't stop it. You're gonna have no problem shooting. Your burner is gonna be instant. Just look how these guys think I'm cheating.
Yo, bro, what scripts do you use? Yo, you wanna slide me those?
And the best thing about this build is you can play any game mode. You can play 1s, 2s, 3s, or you can even take them in the rec. So no more passing the ball off the rebound, because you guys are about to get the best ISO big man to push the break and do it all on NBA 2K25. Yes, man, it really is me.
Cool.
Mizzle,
Mizzle.
aka the instant burner, man. In YouTube today, I'm gonna give you guys the all-purpose, all-around ISO big. As you see on those intro clips, you're gonna be able to play with this build in literally any game mode, and you're gonna be able to not only play but also dominate. And we're also gonna show you guys my sigs, my dunks, all that in this video. All I ask from you guys, if you could please just hit the like button and put ISO big in the comment section. But let's go ahead and get into the build. What you want to do first, you want to go with a power forward, or you can go small forward if you want. I would put it as a power forward so you can play, so you can always be the big man, you know what I'm saying, and really dominate. What you want to go with on the height, you want to go with 6'6". I know you're probably thinking, bro, that's a little small. I'm telling you guys, this build is very, very versatile. You will be able to guard everybody on the court. Bigs, guards, doesn't matter. So you want to go 6'6" right here. What you want to go with on the weight, you want to put the weight, you want to put some weight on them just so you can guard some of these big guys in the paint. So you want to go 261 right there. With the wingspan, you want to go with your wingspan up just so you can put up, just so you can have your rebound up, so you can really compete against the big man. So what you want to go with that right there. First, we're going to start with the physicals. With the physicals, pretty much what I went with. Me personally, I always like to make my builds around the 85 speed, just so you can really move around that court. You know what I'm saying? You are on the lower side, so with you having this type of speed, you can go around the bigger players, you can run, you can really run the break, as you see right here in the rec. You can do everything, man. It's like you're a guard on the court. So I always go with an 85 speed, and if you want to plus it, you can go up even more. Just, in my opinion, just more versatile when you have your speed up. With your agility, what we're gonna go with, we're gonna go with an 82, just so we can slide our feet on the build. Right here, what you're gonna go with, you're gonna start with a 92. Right here, you're gonna start with a 92. What I did use 3 cap breakers to get that to a 95 on the strength. You know, from playing ones, a lot of people, they sleep on how important strength is. As I showed y'all, just look right here. This guy has a 92 perimeter, bro. And look how I'm just nutmegging him and nutmegging him and nutmegging him. And I'm able to do that because it's 2 things that you need. You need decent ball handle, but a lot of people sleep on, you need high strength to really get this animation damn near every time. The higher the strength, the more nutmegs you're gonna get. I've gotten nutmegs against players that got a 96 perimeter. You know what I'm saying? So it's really in the strength. So like I said, I use +3 on my strength right here. You want to be able to battle for some of these boards and get some of these snags. So what I went with right here, we put the vertical at an 80. When it comes to the defense, you know, when you're guarding bigs, you want to have at least an 88. That's going to give you post lockdown on gold. If you want to plus it, you can to get it on Hall of Fame, but you're good if you know what you're doing and know how to do the emotes with an 88 interior defense on the build. What you want to go with next, what I went with, I forgot to tell you guys, just in case you don't want to make the build like mine, if you have cap breakers, the things that take the most cap breakers on this game are your perimeter 6'6" builds, your perimeter defense, your shooting, your ball handle, your strength, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to save some points, try to put your cap breakers in those areas. So what I went with on the perimeter defense, we're going to put the perimeter defense at a 89. I did use +3 on that to get it to a 92. So it's going to be a 92. So I'm actually going to have gold challenger, gold on ball menace. It's going to be a really, really crazy build, man. So that's what we did right there. With the steel, we didn't put too much steel because you know you got to give something up. I put it in a 60. With a 60, you do get interceptor on bronze. You see right here, I'm able to still play them lanes. You're going to be playing the big man, so it's not going to be really the on ball steel that you really want. You want to be able to get the ball through the lane when they're trying to cut, like you see, you know what I'm saying, to get those easy steals. And with the block by James, we put this up to a 80 right here. You just wanted to max that out. That'll give you paint patrol on bronze, pogo stick, and you get your high flyer denier on silver. So you'll be able to really hold your own in the paint. What we went with, since you are a little undersized big, I wanted to put my defensive rebound up instead of my offensive, even though, you know what I'm saying, it takes less points on your offensive, but I didn't not want to slack on that. So we went with a 92 right there. We did want to put some offensive rebound on the build, so we did. We put this to an 80, boom, right there. Next thing what we did, you know, the sweet spot, you know how passing is on this game. You want to have at least, if you're going to be passing the ball, at least a 71. That's going to give you your bronze, I mean not your bronze, but your silver, dimer. You'll be able to make all the passes that you pretty much need to make on the game. With the ball handle, what you want to do, you want to put this at an 82. Like I told you guys, I did use some cap breakers on my ball handle. Me personally, if you really want to get nutmegs, you need at least an 85 ball handle. You need at least an 85. I actually used 4 on mine to get to an 86. If you get to an 86, you get a lot of nutmegs. A lot of nutmegs that won't be able to guard you. They have to back up off you. Then when they back up off you, you can just go ahead and burn up the shots, man. It just makes the defense have to cater to your game and make the game easier for you. So I always try to make mine, if I can, 86 right here. And you're gonna eventually, when you get that up, you're gonna eventually have your strong handles on legend, so they're really not going to be able to guard you, and you're going to have your ankle assassin on silver. With the speed with ball, the sweet spot, if you really know what you're doing, ISOing, all you really need is a 75. Lightning lunch on silver will get the job done if you really know how to ISO and do your thing. Me personally, I always try to make my new builds with at least a 83 with the burner, you know, so we put that right there. That's going to give you bronze limitless range. At first I was kind of shocked with this build. I wanted to make it with a high midi, at least a 93. So I wasn't able to do that because he is a big man, but I put this up right here to a 86, and I used +2 to get it to an 88. And I'm telling you guys, me doing that, you're gonna get your shifty shooter on silver. And me doing that, best decision I ever made, bro, because I'm able to still shoot. If you had the right jump shot, you're able to still shoot like I have a 90 something in my mid range, bro. This shooting is easy, bro. So I'm glad that I didn't try to make the build with a high midi, because you pretty much don't need it if you know what you're doing. With the standing dunk, I always make my standing dunk 81. I go standing dunk 81. Then when I do, I just make 71 right there on the driving dunk. With the driving lay, you want to have at least a 7 so you can hit some of the tough lays, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to hit some of them guys. Then what we went with, we put the close shot up to a 75, but something is tweaked. Let me make sure. Oh, I actually messed this up right here. I actually used +1 on my defensive rebound. I actually used +1. So boom, I pumped that down right there. And what I did, I just put the close shot to a 75. Then it's pretty much what you want to put it on. You know, me personally, I don't really play rec, but I was like, you know what, I'll just put it right there, and boom, that's pretty much the build without the cap breakers. So once you're done with that, it's pretty much gonna say, just look at the company: Bam Adebayo, Josh Hart, and Scotty Barnes. All W types of players, bro. So it already lets you know that the build is also a W. When it comes to the dribble moves, you know, the dribble style. Hold on, let me go ahead and fix that. I always do that. Dribble style, the best dribble style for tall builds is none other than Zion Williamson right there. They're talking about trading Zion Williamson. Y'all let me know in the comment section which team that he should be traded to that will make them a championship team. Signature size up, you want to go with I go with the Drew Holiday, because you can do that, just that double behind the back. You just do a quick double behind the back like that. You can really spam it. Regular breakdown, we're gonna go with, I like to go with either Kobe White, as I can't unlock right now, but you will be able to unlock it, or I like to go with Booker. One of the two. Where's Booker at? One of the two right there. Aggressive breakdown, I like to go with Booker right here. Escape moves, I like to go with, you know, it's either basic or I like to go with Paul George. Mostly I use Paul George right there. Combo moves, I like to use pro, crossover. You know, you can use a lot. You can use Lonzo Ball if you're really like a dribbler type of player, or you can use the Austin Reeves, or what I like to use the Devin Booker. So right there, behind the back, I like to spam the behind the back sometimes. So I like to use the Kawhi Leonard. A lot of people use Kawhi Leonard or Devin Booker when it comes to that one. If you're a dribbler, spin, I like to use Kawhi Leonard also right here. So right there, hesitation, on a big build, Halliburton should pretty much be the only one that you use. So right there, we're using the Halliburton. Step backs, I like to use Rack Levine right here. So I like to use that, either Rack Levine or Devin Booker, people like to use, so I like to use that. Triple threat, I like to use Steph Curry. Then when it comes to over here, we will get into the dunks a little bit later. Go-to shot, if you want to really get a speed boost, you want to put on the Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant. So you want to put his on if you want to do that. I can't get it right now. I will be able to get it. I did use my +1 to get it, but I just can't unlock it until I get my cap breakers. So I like to use Kevin Durant right there. Dribble pull up, I like to use Devin Booker. I don't think Devin Booker is on here right. I don't know why it doesn't show up right here, but I like to use Devin Booker. Spin jumper, I like to use, I just put mine on normal right there. Hop jumper, I like to use Devin Vassell. You know what I'm saying? I like Devin Vassell. So let me go to that. Boom, right there. Post fade, I like to use Paul George. Post hook, it ain't doing no hooking around here. Y'all know how I feel about the hookers.
What do you mean by that?
Oh wow, that sound bad. About the post scores, you know what I'm saying? You know how I feel about the post scores. But I do have one on, it's just that one. Post hop shot, don't really do it too much, but I do have on Devin Booker right there. Motion style, I don't know if it's one better, you guys let me know if it is, but me personally, you know, I like to just use the Eubanks just because it helps you move just a little bit faster. So I like Eubanks right here, if I can find it, right there, boom. So that's pretty much that. With the dunks, I like to do all 1 foot dunks. I feel like they don't get dunked, they don't get blocked as much, I'm sorry. So what I like to do, I like to use the I think it's the flashy hangs. Let me make sure. Yeah, I use the flashy hangs off one. That's pretty much all I have on these builds. I don't have any contacts, anything like that. Then on the standings, I put all these on except the athletics. The athletics have this little pullback, so I don't really use the athletics. And when it comes to signature, pretty much what I use is the Klay Thompson, just in case, you know what I'm saying, I want to use that. But that's pretty much all I use for all the dunks right there. And that's pretty much the build. You guys let me know if the build is a W or an L. Again, make sure to hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to at least 200 likes on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and y'all already know who it is. Burn up.